Last year I moved to my grandmother's farm, where I'm turning one of the barns into an art studio. I spotted what I thought was a trough, an old feeding trough, in one of the hedges, full of mud and half buried, and I wanted to dig it up to see what it was like. When I got it out, I noticed that it was actually a sink, an old metal sink. It was a big struggle to move it, but I got it out of the ground and I gave it a clean up to see if it was something I could reuse. The plug hole in the sink was blocked up with concrete, so somebody must have done that on purpose, I think, so that they could use the old sink as a trough for animals in the field. I chiselled this concrete out of the plug hole, and when it was done, I quite liked the sink. I'm not sure if I can use it in my studio build, but maybe I can do something with it in the future. After finishing the two single doors for my studio, I started work on the double doors for the other room. I wanted to make these double doors with glass in the top of them, so I'm using the things I learned from doing the windows to hopefully make some glass panels in the top of these doors. Recently, I've noticed this little black cat, which I think is Stray, sleeping in a hedge on the farm. When I tried to approach for a closer look, it ran away. But I caught it on camera the next day in the same spot. I'd seen it going into one of the barns and I wondered if it might be sleeping in there. So I put a ladder up and climbed over to have a look. I found a place in some straw where it might have been sleeping, but I couldn't see the cat itself when I was in there. While I was in there, I spotted an old hay rack, and I thought this could be quite useful in my studio when it's finished. So I used the angle grinder to cut it off the wall. Even though spring is definitely on the way here, it's still been very windy and quite cold recently. So I've seen the stray cat going into this shed recently, and I think I'm going to put a bit of cat food in here for it in case it's hungry. When I looked into the shed through the gap in the door, I saw the cat eating inside. So I put my camera inside the door and went away to see if I could catch the cat on camera while I wasn't there. I'm so happy with these doors. I can't believe how well they turned out. I didn't really know what I was doing when I made them. I just kind of worked it out as I went along, but I love how they look, and I'm really excited to put them in the door frame. The thing I'm really loving about this project is all the different bits to do, all the different things, and they're nearly all things I've never done. So I feel like I'm learning so much just doing this. It's been such a long time now that I've been working on this. It's nearly a year, which feels ridiculous. Of course, if I paid someone, they could have done it in a few months. But that would have cost a lot more money than I have, and it just isn't something that's available to me at the moment in my life. And I wasn't sure it ever would be before I started this. That's why I'm doing it myself, because I realised that me doing the work is probably the only way I will ever afford it. But actually, doing the work has turned out to be really rewarding. Some bits have been horrible. There was a lot of horrible stuff earlier on in the project. It seems like maybe a crazy dream to some people when I tell them what I want to do with my life and why I'm doing this. But actually, to me, it doesn't feel unreasonable. All I want is a space to explore ideas and be creative and pursue what I actually feel like is just such a basic human skill and need. Like, people being creative, that is such a core part of being human. It's being selected for through so much evolution. We're just designed to see materials and experiment with them and try new ideas. That's a core part of being human. And I feel like the modern world has so little room for that. It's crazy. It's like we've come this far, and now we're supposed to have all this quality of life and freedom, but actually I think many people's lives are more restricted than ever, and so many people are not tapping into any of their natural creativity or imagination, and I just think that's sad, and I refuse to conform to that.